Can someone tell me? Anyway, I don't have any reducer for this. Anyway, I don't set any reducer for this class. Then why should I set number of reduced tasks are 0?
If we
Else
don't
the
set that, default reducer will execute.
Very good. So what is the default reducer? What will happen?
So when the default reducer executes, just in case if it have the same key value pairs, it will remove that particular value. So it will perform as a remove duplicate kind of operation over there.
Why it will remove the duplicates? Who said why it will remove the
So
duplicate?
when you shuffle and sort, what happens is it will only list it will aggregate, right? But
Why it will aggregate? You are not writing any aggregation logic there. Whatever your map output is there, it will go to the sort and shuffle phase, then it will give the output. Whatever the whatever the whatever the output is coming from mapper, it will take that output, sort based on the keys, group based on group by values, and it will put into the output. It will not do any aggregation. It will not do any remove. It will not remove any duplicates. That's a wrong statement, Anil.
okay.
That's why how we will know them, how we'll come to know when you do a hands-on. Do
So
hands-on. Take one example. Try hands-on. Okay. So in the Mapreduce classes, I'll be little strict, guys. Please listen me. So in the HDFS and Hive and all those things, you can easily learn by going through some blog or by going through my videos or by going through my notes. You can easily learn. But you need an explanation about the Mapreduce, because Mapreduce is the layer for the processing the data. The HDFS is the layer to store the data. Okay, the storage layer is not changed till yet. The Mapreduce layer is keep changing. Like you are getting the different kind of processing. Tej, there is one type of processing. Spark, one type of processing. So there are some different kind of storage. Processing layers are coming. So, but even though they are coming with the latest processing stages or processing layers, they still internally using the same Mapreduce algorithms, APIs itself. If you are very much clear about the Mapreduce algorithms, Spark or any other thing is very easy for you to understand. Maybe the terminology may change, but the concept, the way they do, similar to a Mapreduce only. Okay, that's why I'm putting more effort on the Mapreduce. So I know that we have completed almost 10 classes in the Mapreduce, but still we are in the basic programs. That's the only reason. Okay, let's move on to the next program. I'm going to show you a next program here. Okay, so we have did the grep program and we have did the set program. Now we are going to see something called okay, first we're going to see something called passing a parameter to Mapreduce job. Passing a parameter to Mapreduce job. How to pass a parameter to Mapreduce job? I want to pass. So whatever the grep program, whatever the set program you have done, that is hard coded. That is hard coded. Yes or no? If you guys see your job, maybe in my case it might be changed, but in your case, in yesterday whatever the program you have seen, let me show you that program. What are the program we tested yesterday? What are the program we tested yesterday? It is hard coded or not? It is hard coded. Java. It is hard coded. I don't want Java. Every time, whenever I execute this program, every time it is coming Java only. It gives the results for Java only. Your input may change. Your input may change, but your logic is same. You're always looking for the Java. Right? I don't want to look for the Java. I want to one time for the Hadoop, one time for the Spark, one time for the J2E, one time for something else. I want to search like that. I want to grep like that. How will I do? So how can I do that? How can I achieve that? Right? So let's look at that. How to do it. So very simple, guys. Little concentration is required. It's very simple. We can easily do it. We need to pass the custom parameter. I need to pass the custom parameter to my job. Let's have a little background of this, how how we can do it, how we can achieve. Where is my cursor? Okay, so very simple guys, let me put in a very high level, layman level. So my driver, this is my driver class. So this is one instance for me, one object for me. To this object only we're giving input path, you are giving output path, correct? You guys know it, right? How we are giving input path, output path? How you are giving input path? Hadoop, jar location, and your driver class name, fully qualified driver class name. Fully qualified means including the package name. Driver class name, input, output. Sir, yes sir, this is the way we are passing. Good. So whatever the input you gives, inside here I have something called file input format. Inside I have something called file output format. I'm setting there, sir. I'm setting there, sir. Based on that, my map and Redis is launching, sir. Based on that, my map and Redis is launching, sir. So I have some different APIs to set my input path. I have a different API to set my output path. So if I want to pass a custom parameter, so this is your entry point. I hope everyone knows it. This is the entry point of your program. Your driver is the entry point of your program, right? So then you have something called map instance, mapper instance. It should not say map, it's a mapper instance. And you have something called reducer instance, right? So sir, so what are the input format I'm giving? I'm putting into some input format, file output format. APIs are there, I'm setting there happily. So that is able to access here, sir. That is able to access here. I'm able to access here, sir. So then if I give any custom parameters, sir, how it will be accessed, sir? I don't have any interface. How can I access it? Do you guys able to follow the problem? Do you guys able to follow the problem? Anisha, I'll be keeping calling one guy, either Anil or Anisha, because I'm seeing their names in my first list. Akash, okay, please respond to me. Okay, so the problem statement is that I want to pass a parameter from my driver class, which needs to be accessed in here, which needs to be accessed here. If I need it, I want access here as well. So, but time being, I want access here because my logic is there in the map method. I want to pass a parameter to a mapper. What is the way? How will I do that? Sir, here we're giving input, output. Fine, sir. Along with that, I'll give driver pass parameter. I'll give one parameter. Very good. So very nice idea. We will give input parameter from here. Then as soon as if I give input parameter here, what will happen, guys? It will go to whom? Driver. It will go to driver. From the driver, how can I convey to the mapper? How can I pass it? How can I pass it? Input and output, I have some APIs, I can pass it. But to pass an extra parameter, I don't have any API. To pass an extra parameter, I don't have any API. Then what I need to do, sir? Okay. So from here, there is something, some relation is going on, right? Some object is getting passed to this. What is that object? Do you guys see something called conf object? Your job. In the job, in the first line in the run method, if you remember, job, job equal to new job of getConf. GetConf is nothing but in your class only have a getConf method, guys. Okay. In your class itself, you have something called getConf method. In your class, look at guys here. You have a setConf, setting the conf, and you have something called getting the conf. SetConf means you are setting the configuration object. GetConf is you're getting the configuration object. So whoever calls the set conf, they will set the they will give the configuration object to you. You are taking that object, you are putting into your local object. Where is that local? This is one here, this object. In your driver class, what you are doing, you are creating one conf object. So this conf object, initially you are not assigning anything. So this conf object I am assigning in the setter method. This is called set conf. I'm setting here. And if anyone want to get the same object, I'm calling this one. I'm calling this one. Who is setting? I'll show you now. Okay, I'll show you now. So I'm taking from here. So if you see in your driver class, the first statement will be this. Every in the last few programs what we have seen, job, new job, job equal to new job of, here I'm passing as a conf because I have already taken. Otherwise I need to pass it as a get conf. You guys can go ahead and look at your programs. Get conf. So get conf, what it will do, it will call this get conf and it will give this conf. Ideally both are same. Whatever I'm doing here, this and this are both are same. Okay, now this guy will get the configuration object. So same configuration I'm putting into job. Now through job only I'm calling mapper. Through job only I'm calling my reducer. Through job only I'm doing all everything. It means my job contains the configuration object. There is something called configuration object. There is something called configuration object which will be available. There is something called configuration object. So what is your configuration object? What is your configuration object? Your configuration object holds all the configurations. What is my input state? What is my delimiter? What is the maximum input state? What is my all your job? What is my mapper? What is my reducer? What is my reducer key? Output key output key values, or mapper output key. All the information will be there in the your job and conf. That will be there in your job, and inside the conf will be there in your configurations. Your configurations, like what is my block size, what is my input split size. You have seen, I have shown in few last class the Mapreduce, uh, the default configurations, right? All those configurations. Let me show you. I don't have that. Again, I need to open. So we have seen the default configurations, right? All the configurations will be there in this. Along with this configuration, if I set this configuration, I'm taking this parameter, no? If I set this configuration into this conf object, then this conf object will be available here. I can access my parameter here. That is the idea. That's the way we need to do it. What we need to do, we need to read the parameter. We need to read the parameter in the driver class, then set into the configuration object. Anyway, this configuration object we're putting into a job object, and job object anyway it's available for this object. Take this configuration object here. From the configuration object, you take your parameter and make use of the parameter in the logic. Make use of your parameter in the logic. So very simple, guys. Let's see an example for it. Let's see an example for this. Here only I have code. I'll show this code now. Yeah, let me show this. So here what I'm trying to do, look at guys here. This is my, nothing changes. Everything is similar. Everything is similar, as similar as your normal code. So grab your job and extends and everything is same. In the main method, nothing changes. Everything is same. You will pass configuration object. You will pass your job object. You will pass your arguments. But arguments are 3 arguments now. Not 2 arguments. It's the 3 arguments now. Okay. Input, output, and parameter. 3 arguments. Input, output, and parameter. 3 arguments. Look at guys here. Your input parameter, your output parameter, your parameter, custom parameter. Custom parameter. You just specify what you want to pass. So in this case, let's say my input path is something or output path is something, and now I'm looking for Hadoop. This is the one parameter, the string. Okay. So this will go to a driver class. This will go to driver class. So in the driver class, what I'm doing, I'm creating a configuration object. I'm creating explicitly another configuration object, and I'm picking what is my, if you see here, this is, what is this? This is my parameter. Arg of 2 means the last third element. Arg of 2 means third element. This is arg of 1, sorry, arg of 0, arg of 1, arg of 2. Correct, right? These are command line arguments. I'm passing these arguments. These are command line arguments. This is arg of 3. Oh, sorry, arg of 2. So this argument will go here. I'm taking into string because that's a string only. I'm taking into string, saying that grep argument. I'm saying that grep argument. That argument I'm setting into configuration object. You have something called, in the configuration object, you have something called set method and get method. For the set method, you need to specify what is the key and what is the value. You need to set the what is the key, what is the value. You can set anything, guys. Here I have taken dfs.grep.arg. If you want, you can take something called here my grep param. You can say like this, but if you change here, your mapper also should have the same name. And this is the set. You should set your key and value. Look at, guys, here. Let's go back here. Sir, you're telling me to set into the object. How can I set, sir? So I'll set such a way that conf has the setter and getter methods. Conf configuration object dot set of, I need to set with some key because I need to identify it into later. Key, the key name you can give anything. Let's say grep param, comma, the value is param. I'm passing as a param. So the name what I'm taking here. Let's say I'm taking name as a param. Set it. So now it will go to the mapper phase. So here when it comes to the mapper phase, in map I need to get it, no? So what I will do, first I'll get the conf object. I need to get the conf object. I'll show you that. Context dot get conf object. We'll get that. So once the conf object comes, string equal param equal to conf dot get. So this time, while setting I set with the name and value, this time I need to call only name. I don't need to call the value. So I need to specify the what is my key name. So here I'll specify grep param. So you will assign into this. So you will get your parameter here. What are the parameter you have passed Hadoop? The Hadoop will be available here. The Hadoop will be available here. Understand, everyone? Anila, not Anila, Anil, Anisha, Ganesh, others?
Yes.
I'm not hearing from other people. Anisha,
Yes, sir, I understood.
Harika, Sai, Nikesh?
Understood, sir.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So what we have done, we have set it into configuration. We are going to get into the configuration. Go here. The same thing, nothing we did. We have set it into configuration. So now this conf object has to go. So that's why I'm passing this configuration object here. That's why I'm passing this configuration object here. So if I pass this configuration object, it will be call my mapper. It will go to my mapper. So when it go to my mapper, in the mapper what I will do, first I have to fetch my conf object. How will I pay? You can do all these things, no, you can do all these things, setter method. Okay, so let me introduce a setter method. Let me introduce a setter method. Setter means your setup method. Sorry, setup method. Let me show you a setup method. Okay, let me show you a setup method. Normally setup method is meant for to execution only once, right? So we will do it here. Anyway, it will execute before your mapper only, so no doubt at all. So whatever you are doing, do it here. This is just I'm taking a string. Okay, I need to convert into string, right? So I'm just I need to okay, this has to be here only. This should not move to here because I'm converting the value. Value is coming from here. The value has to be there. So instead of saying s, I'll say s value. S value. This is the value. Value is text, no? Value is text type, no? I'm converting into this value. Now, so this is I can do like this. It obviously works fine. No problem at all. You can also, if you want, you can also do one more thing here. You can remove this. All declarations will go into our class level. All installation will go into a setup method. All installation will go into setup method. You can do like this. Setup method. So this will execute only once. So we need to execute only once only, no? I need to get the parameter only once. I don't need to get every time. If I get once, it's enough. I can make use in my map method. So otherwise, if you are putting into map method, what will happen? For each and every line, it will happen. For each and every line, this will happen. So how many times the map method will execute? Those many times this has to execute. So that is the reason these type of things we should not keep in the map method. These type of things we should not keep in the map method. So whichever is need to initialize only once. So those things we need to keep in the setup method. The purpose of the setup method is for that. The purpose of the setup method is for that. So whatever the pre-initializations, whatever is required for the before your map method execute, those has to be execute here. If it is keep changing this value for line by line, yes, you can keep it in a map method. If this value is never changed for the whole map method, any number of times you call the map method, you have to bring them into setup method. So that is a good coding. The before the code what was there, that's bad coding. Okay, so now what I have done, configuration object, conf equal to context. So as I said before, the context is a global object. So it contains everything about your job. So get configuration, I'm getting the configuration. So whatever the configurations are I have set it before, I'm taking all the configurations into this conf object. Now in this conf object, my value also there, no, along with all the default values, all the site.xml values, along with that my value also there, no, which I have set it in the driver class, which I have set it in the driver class. This one, it is there, no? So I also need that as well, right? So I'm fetching that. I need that only explicitly. I'm getting that grep param. So that grep param I'm using here. Grep param I'm using here. So here I'll not hard code in this case then. This was I was showing yesterday. This is here I'll not hard code. I will say grep param here. Done. So while you're executing, you have to pass three parameters: your input format, output format, and the parameter value. Which parameter you want to search. So one time I'll search for the Java, one time I'll search for the Hadoop, one time I'll search for the Spark, one time I'll search for the Apache. We can search for anything. This is how we will pass the parameters to the class. Very simple, guys. Very simple. Very, very simple. Is there any complicated here? You need to set into your driver class. You need to get into a map class. Nothing else. If you want it say same parameter in reduce class, you can go ahead and write into reduce class as well. So same way in the reducer also, get conf equal to context dot get configurations. After getting the configurations, you can go ahead and do this. Any doubt? Any doubt?
Veera, is it possible to pass multiple arguments?
Yes.
Multiple arguments in the sense multiple search values.
Yes, you can search. You can set all the values you need to send, and the thing is that whatever the position you are passing, you need to get that. Suppose you are two you are passing, so you are passing one more argument. Let me say
Okay.
you are passing one more value here. So let's say value 4, whatever value 3 or value 4, arg of 3. You take that and you set it here. How many times you want to set, you can set it here.
Okay. So can't we use any loop for it?
Why to loop? Why to use the loop?
Because there are, I mean, around 4 to 5 arguments are there. I mean, it is a kind of increase in code, right? For four arguments,
So you want to
four
get
values.
the 4 arguments, you have to use the 4. See, for that what you need to do, you will write a separate method. Okay, only getting this, that
Okay.
method will call from here. That is comes under code optimization. That's not a concept. That is how you write your code optimically.
So in that case, so which I give 4 arguments as input.
Mm.
So the all output will be generated in single file only, right?
All the output will be generated. Yes, correct. It will be generated of single output only. See, why we are passing these arguments? Based on these arguments, my logic will change. Based on these arguments, my logic will change. So wherever you want to use that argument, you will go ahead and use it. So that not decide your output. That will decide for your logic. You want to do something. Let's assume that. Okay, let me put in this case. I'm processing some data. Okay, I'm processing the data. So I want the date range. I want the date range.
Okay.
Starting date, ending date. So how we will pass the start date and date? From input only we'll pass it. You'll pass the start date equal to this, end date equal to this. So based on that, you will take it here. In your driver class, you will take the start date, end date. So based on that, you will write your logic. So those values will pass to your mapper. In the mapper, this is the start date, this is the end date. So you will take that range. You can pass any number of parameters. No restriction at all. You can pass 1,000 also. But until it was
Okay. Is I mean regular expressions also we can pass here. I mean normal Unix will grab like a star or something like that values. So will it be done here in programs? I mean
that
is it done?
you have to use a regular expression in this code.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Java regular expressions are there, right? You have to use the Java regular expressions.
Fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other doubts, guys? Anyone else has any other doubt? So this is one example for the passing the parameter, and also there is another example in our programs. There is something called pass param to MR job. Passing a parameter to MR job. This also explains the same explanation here also. So custom parameter name. Here I'm passing the first position. So always keep in mind that, guys, this whatever the order you pass here, the same order has to be there in your logic. So or else let me put in another way. So whatever the logic you write here, whatever the order of logic you write here, the same order should be there. Look at, guys, I'm writing grep word input and output. If I write input first, output next, grep, my grep should be 3 here. I mean 2. Start with 0 is 2. Suppose output, input, grep. So based on that only these parameters will change. Keep in mind that. So args, whatever args you are fetching, arg1, you are looking for input path. Arg1 means 0, 1, means second parameter. Your second parameter has to be input. Okay, look at here, whatever the order you give here, based on that order only your logic will be there. Based on that order only your logic will be there. Okay, if that's order changes, you will end up with the wrong results, or you end up with the file not found or exceptions. So whatever the order you give here, the same order should be there here while processing. So if you see other programs, input path is 0, output path is 1, because here we have introduced one more parameter, that's why 1 and 2. So you need to be very careful while doing this. You need to be very careful. You need to do this. And other point bring to your notice here. So before that, till today, what I've done, we have written my driver class separate file, mapper class separate file, my reducer class separate file we have written. So instead of that, you can also write everything in a single file. Everything is in a single file. That's also possible. You no need to write in multiple files. But in the production and the real-time environments, like in the companies, we will write everything separately for the cloud clarity. We will not write in a single file. If you guys are worrying about the multiple files or something, you can also write in the single file. Look at how to write. You will write one class. Again, same. Here you can use the extends, configured, implement tools. Everything is same, guys. Nothing changes. So different APIs are there. Different way we will do it. Okay. Now you have to use your static. You are writing one more class. This is the inner class. This is the inner class outside this class. Outside that class there is a class that's called this is your final data. This is final code. Started here, ended there. But in between you are writing your map code. In between you are writing your mapper code. So while you are writing your mapper code, your class should be static class. Remaining everything is same. So you are writing inner class inside the class. Inside your driver class you are writing. Your driver class is not yet ended here. Okay, driver class is not yet ended here. Driver class is still opened. Inside the driver class only you are writing this. If you write like this, again it's wrong. If you ended this, it again is wrong. Okay. So your driver class is not yet ended. So inside the driver class you are writing your mapper class. Inside your driver class we are writing mapper class, extending mapper, and this, and your logic mapper. So you can have a reducer class also same way. Your driver class should not end. Driver class will should at last only. Your reducer. So if you have there are something else partitions and all, you not to worry about at this point. And anything, all we can keep in a single file, but we never keep in that in the normal ways in the development environments. The development or while you are developing your code, will not keep everything in a single file. We'll never keep that. Why? Because so it looks very ugly. So we should be very separate files. It will keep by seeing name itself, it will tell that, oh, it's a mapper class file, oh, it is a reducer class file, oh, it is a partition file, oh, it is a combiner file. So it will clearly should explain it. So some people wants to keep everything in a single file. Yes, you can go ahead and put it, no problem at all. It will not give any problem. The only thing you need to take care before writing your class, class, and it should be static class, because we are writing inside the class. If anyone wants to access this, they can directly access if you have a static. If you don't have a static here, they have to specify first driver class name dot child class name, parent class name, outer class name dot inner class name. That is the problem. Any doubts till here? Okay, so yesterday I have given one more exercise. Write a word count program without reducer. How many of you written? What is the output? How many of you written? Guys, could you please respond to me? Akash?
No, Veera, I have not written. I don't know because I was absent yesterday.
Okay. I know about Anil. Anisha, you were also absent. You didn't go through the Ganesh also. Harika?
Sir, I wrote, but while executing, it showed me unable to connect exception.
But you didn't ask me. You didn't tell me.
It was late in the night, I didn't tell you.
Kishore, Masood, Rakesh. Guys, please try. Today I want that report. Today I want that report from you, all of you. Write word count program. Reducer, no reducer. Case 1, no reducer, but no reducer, and don't set number of reducers is equal 0. Don't set that. That's the case 1. Don't set this. Case 2, set this one. Case 2, set this one. Both the cases I want to see. Okay, please try that. Okay, you guys need it. If you guys know, so what my intention is that how the mapper output is coming, you should know that, right? How the mapper is coming. If you launch a bigger file, those many mapper output will come. See, if you see the diagram in the last class, what we are explaining you. If you see this diagram, if I have 3 mappers, if I don't have a reducer, 3 map outputs will be there. Different outputs will be there. I want you to show, you want to feel that. That is the reason I'm asking you to write it. But if you set the 0, then only we'll get number of reducers. Set the 0, then only we'll see. You can feel that 3 output will come. If you didn't set the 0, you didn't write the reducer. Default reducer will execute. Only one output will be there. Right? Once don't set the 0. Keep it default reducer execute and see the output. How the output is coming. Is there any change in output? So Anisha has been experienced this. Anisha, you were having some problem in the last class. You remember? That time the reducer was not executing, only mapper was executing.
Yes, Veera.
Right? That time what was happening? Reducer output is generating, but that is a default reducer output was generating. Correct?
Correct.
So I'll make you presenter. Please share your screen and show to everyone. So I want everyone should feel that how it is working internally.
Veera, actually I'm logging through my phone, so
Okay.
if I have to share my screen, I have to laptop.
Okay. So what you guys feel it, you guys try it and feel it. Okay, what will happen in that case? Reducer will not execute, only mapper output will be go to the default reducer, everything will display. It not aggregate, everything will display multiple times a key. If you have a reducer, multiple times key should not come, key should come only once. The value will come in the group by or aggregated based on your logic. But if you don't have a reducer, key will come multiple times. Same key will be coming multiple times. A, B, 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 C, 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 like that will come based on your data. If you set the number of reducer tasks 0, nothing will execute. Whatever the mapper output is blindly it will dump into HDFS. So 3 mappers, 4 mappers, 5 mappers, how many mappers are there? Those many outputs will come. How many mappers are there? Those many outputs will come. So I want you guys to feel that. So please execute that. Yeah. Now, so next 10 minutes I'm leaving to you guys. So if you guys have any problems in the setup or executing the program, we will go with it. So anyone has any setup problem, any issue problem, any program problem, any exceptions? Anyone? Do you guys have any problem? Anisha, is your issue has fixed?
No, Veera. So, okay, I'll try to log in through my laptop now. After that, shall I call you?
Yeah. So anyone else? Anyone else has any problem? And Anil, we were facing some issue in your setup, right?
Yeah, Vira.
You try it and let me know today.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
Okay. Akash and the rest of people are have the Harika were telling some issue. Can you share your issue? Ganesh, is your setup is there? You are executing the programs?
Yes, Ravi. Today I'll execute and send it to you, Ravi. Whatever.
Please take little serious.
Yeah, sure.
And also parallelly, who are not from the Java background, please process that. Masood, you? Masood? Masood?
Ravi,
Yeah, Akash.
actually that day I asked you na that setting up a legacy view. I didn't get that.
In the window. Legacy view is not coming.
No.
Okay. So you legacy view, see what you need to do. Uh, go to your browser, go to overview at the right hand corner below bottom. Let me show you here. You guys, you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
So as soon as you log in like this is our first screen, correct?
Yes.
This is called overview. This is called overview. So if you go bottom, this will be in watermark color. What you need to do? Do you see this?
Okay. That's why I didn't find.
You check it. You have that.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. If you click there, it will come.
Yes. It came. And one more thing.
Hmm.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
This one in mapper. Just a minute. In driver class, you are using that job.
Hmm.
It is a deprecated class.
Yes, it is a deprecated method.
So,
There are some other ways to get the job object. Yes.
so I'm asking you about is there a other method? Can you tell me the
Yes.
other
You can
method?
get the get instance. There's some other method is there. You can do that.
Okay. No, every time we have to go with this deprecated one or new one because
No, you can go with a new option. There is some new option. Let me tell you. There is something called. I forgot this, but let me show you. Configuration dot get configuration. Hadoop configuration. No, 1 second. Yesterday also Anil was asking the same. Okay, I forgot the name. Get instance or something. Or else let me open source code of this. We can open that.
So one more thing, can you share the source code or tell me from where to, or I have to search and get it?
No, that we cannot. I don't have any source code to share. I'm using Maven, and I was using JAD. Now the JAD
No,
is
no,
not.
no, no. No, no, you are not getting. So the source of this mapper and all it is coming, na? Mapper class and all. That source I'm talking.
You're talking about here this source, internal source. What before
Internal
I
source.
was showing you this one. That's one we're talking about.
Mapper and all, like Java, you can see string and all, string
That's
plus
what. That's
all
what.
these things.
I don't have that source code. So what I'm doing, I have used Maven project. Okay. So not this project.
Okay,
That's
okay,
why if I open any
okay,
class from here, I will not see that. Okay. I have using something called Maven
okay,
projects here. These are all Maven projects. So
okay,
here I can, they are generated the class files. So that's why I'm able to see those class files. Or there is other process
okay, okay.
actually.
I'll get it from Google. I'll
Okay.
get it from Google and paste it.
Yeah. So here, let me go through this API, not configuration, job. Okay. Deprecated. I can use deprecated. I can look at this. You can go to the respective API 7.2. You can find what are the deprecated things. You can directly find from there itself. And you can also look at here. You can also find from here. Yeah, initially this one job.get instance. Yes, you can use job.get instance. You can see the deprecated list, some deprecated interfaces, some deprecated classes. You can see here. These are all deprecated. The latest version.
Okay.
Reader, code buffer. So many things are these deprecated. So many things are there. And the errors, method, constructors. What are the constructors has been deprecated? Even this also deprecated. Okay, this is deprecated. They are asking
Yes.
you to use this job.get instance.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, before we were using this constructor, or we are using this constructor. This is the constructor we are using. Okay, instead of that, they
Yes.
are asking us to use this constructor. Job.get instance of
Yes.
configuration. Let me show you that. I looked it, but I forgot. I mean, that's the reason. Job.get instance. Yeah, get instance of this. So here you can say .conf. You can do this. You can use this. It'll work. No problem at all. If you want, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
no, not actually. One more thing. This arguments we are passing arg0, arg1 in runtime configuration every time we are mentioning. Without that,
You no
can
need
you
to
pass
mention every time.
manually?
Only one time, right?
No, one time only. But
Hmm.
can we pass from UI that
No, that
everything?
UI
That
kind of
set
thing is
parameter.
not there. No, no.
So we have to mention it arguments only every time. No other way.
Yes, you have to mention no other. UI is not there here.
Okay.
Okay, so let me check. I need to pass
And
that.
reducer class I have executed
Sorry.
without reducer, and
Hmm.
without reducer you asked to execute. No, I have executed it. Coming 0 everything.
You execute and send me the results. We'll discuss that later. Hmm? arguments I'm putting into this here, grep2. So here I'm passing Java. Because why I'm passing Java? Because I have hard coded. Not hard coded. I'm passing parameter from here. I'm passing parameter. Now if I execute this program, oh, it's already running, sorry. Job is success. So this is the new way to get the job.get instance of get configs. I hope everyone understand this. So all your deprecated you can replace with this job.get instance of getconf. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Slash user local mr input yes sir local mr input. No, the problem with this mr input grep2. You can see this output. This is the output of this. Java keyword is there and Java keyword is there. You can take this. Okay. I hope everyone understood. Any doubts?
Veera, shall I share my screen?
Shall we have tomorrow or today evening? So because I'm a little getting late.
Okay, Veera.